Mm. Hello, beautiful, amazing, powerful CEOs of the world. Welcome to another episode of the Powerful Inc. Startup Stories podcast. I'm joined today by Sabine Matharu from the UK. I'm on the west coast of Canada. We're international. So fun. And I'm just yet again so thrilled and excited to share another incredible guest with you. Sabine and I have been hanging out in the pre-chat and just getting to know each other. And already she's just got such a beautiful heart, such a real message, is a real person doing business, following her heart and leading an impact for others. And a few things stick out, in terms of like entrepreneurship changes you and it can expand your heart if you do the self-development work that's available when you step into entrepreneurship. And that work then expands every element of your life and makes you a more robust person. One of the more recent posts on your Facebook right now, Sabine, is like a letter to who you were and who you are now, and appreciating every version, every step of that. And it was such a beautiful read because at first you're sort of like, what? Because you're talking about, I didn't love this person. I wasn't true to myself, and then how those layers fell away and are now, an integral part of it, and you accept them as your whole self. And so that is one of the wonderful things that I love is the entrepreneurial heart and how it expands the rest of you, right? One of my taglines being business is the playground for your soul. So Sabine has founded a company called Reach for Greatness and is branded as the Limitless Coach and works to help people scale their business through clarity, through organization, through being able to scale, working in corporate, working with clients online, covering a broad spectrum, and really delivering her expertise in order to help others achieve what they're looking for. So welcome to the show, Sabine. I'm so excited for our conversation this morning.
Thank you, Mia. Thank you for having me and for this amazing introduction. Very heartfelt. I can feel it. It's a lot of energy in the room. Yeah, very excited.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit, about the background. Were you always an entrepreneur, or what planted the seed for you to start building this online business?
Yeah, so I was not always an entrepreneur. I started off as a normal 9 to 5 uh, person who
Mhm.
went into business with a normal degree, business degree, and I found myself traveling a lot, which was fun. At the time, I was young.
Mhm.
I had much more energy. I didn't have any kids, I wasn't married or anything like that. So it was great. I was just traveling pretty much for my job as a management consultant, project
Mhm.
manager, then moved over to becoming a senior director in some very large, well-known organizations as well. So I've actually been there. I've seen it, and
Mhm.
for me to actually exit was a big step, but it felt just right.
So you're doing this work and it's providing value at a certain level, but somewhere inside you're feeling a call for more. The
Yeah,
heart,
and
probably. That
this is
feminine heart
exactly
gets
this
us
is
every
exactly what it was.
time.
And for me, especially as I was this hardcore process project-driven person,
Mhm.
looking at boxes and numbers and things like that,
Mhm.
to just move over now, I mean, to being so heart-led. I'm not a
Mhm.
mindset coach, and I will never be, because I am in awe of all these amazing spiritual healers. I actually work with them now and help them get
Mhm.
more clients,
Right.
because this is where I come in, and where I can add value to them, because they don't have the project management, and they don't understand how to package
Yeah.
and deliver their products, program, services in an optimized way. So I and this is where I found my space, which is, yeah, where I feel at peace, where I feel most aligned, and where I know I can add the most amount of value.
So from serving companies, which could be described as sort of these big nameless boxes, where the feelings of meaning or individuals is a bit diluted, to shifting into serving actual people, like beautiful, sweet, real people who have a desire and who have a good product. But yes, the healers, the lovers of the world are just like,
This is it.
"Wah!"
This is, yeah. And you know what? I've never really spoken about this, but now we just sort of trigger something in me where I was thinking, well, why do I want to work with exactly those spiritual people? Because we've now seen it through the pandemic. It has heightened the
Mhm.
fact that people had a rethink, even people out of corporates and leaders, and who were very highly trained, skilled financial people. They left. They found their heart. I guess they understood what was happening. There was a big awakening, and I think we need to bring more of this awakening, even back into the corporate, because
Yeah.
it can be quite a toxic environment. I know this because I'm still a leadership coach as well. I have half of my foot still in corporate because people
Yeah.
keep on asking me to coach them
Yeah.
on the stuff that I know and I've done. But there is a common theme. So for me to be able to be on this mission and bring more light and healing into the world means that this is my contribution
Mhm.
to create so more peaceful world where people are more happy. I would wish I could stop all the wars and all the
Yeah.
fights and all the injustice, but I just can't. And the way I can make the add the value and create a little movement is actually to enable other healers and spiritual leaders and other coaches and other
Mhm.
consultants,
Mhm.
because we all are on this one mission to create a better place, to create better people, to enhance capabilities, to help awaken, to help heal.
Yeah.
And I think we need this healing. And now, when I think back, obviously, I was with large organizations, very well known. Some of them were food companies. And when I think back, they were just, it was a dream to work there. But actually, they're making people sick with what they're putting into their
Right.
foods and how they are manufacturing their goods, and
Mhm.
how I saw how they are cutting corners and stuff like that. So, do I want to be part of that spinning wheel and
System, sure. Yeah.
in that system and create more harm and hardship? Or
Mhm.
do I want to be out of that and create my own destiny and work with the people I really truly believe in?
This is so profound. This is where, there's a real sense of service and being a important piece of a greater movement than just having a job that you're darn good at and can make money at, but is a little bit more for you, right? Working in a giant nameless corporation gives you a great paycheck, ticks a lot of boxes of your natural programming, but doesn't touch the heart. So it's
Yeah.
very, very brave and selfless then to
Yeah.
step out of that and venture into something that isn't just for you anymore. So let's talk a bit about, who you serve then, because we're hearing elements of that, but there's obviously a broader audience here
Yeah. So
of the
I
kind of
guess,
people that you can work with.
yeah, I guess my tagline is that I help female coaches, consultants, healers, therapists, um, spiritual healers. I can't even name everyone. I even work with nutritionists.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
another client who's a career coach. I've had
Mhm.
leadership coaches. I've helped, looking back at love and relationship coaches,
Mhm.
English teachers, even. So
Mhm.
anyone who has a service that they can
Mhm.
provide
Mhm.
online in a digital format, or some sort of coaching that they want to
Yeah.
provide. So, um, and I have so many strings to my bow, and I needed to actually niche a little bit down or focus, because I had too many ideas and too
Sure.
much to do. And, so I narrow it down now. One is, um, the Limitless Coach success formula, which is kind of like a space where it's like an academy where I help female entrepreneurs step in and do two things. Some people come and they're a bit, they still need foundational stuff. So I've got that. I've got them covered in terms of building their messaging and building all the systems out that they need for their business. But I realized that once they've got this, most coaches actually leave them there and they just, that's it. And I've been there myself. I've been in so many programs. I don't know, God knows how much I spent in my 10 years of being in this industry. And yes, it probably would have been easier to stay in a corporate job because it's, you have your fixed salary. I've taken this risk. And so I don't stop there because I know that once they've got the message, once they're starting to show up, they need a lot of help and support and accountability, because that's where the mind now starts to say, oh, this doesn't work and doesn't work for me. And oh no, I can't go into another Facebook group. I'm not sure what I should be doing. So I've got a longer program where we look at that has like this over the shoulder kind of, okay, now let's look at how we can automate some of the things, like people looking at doing challenges, or they want to do webinars. They start with the live. Obviously, they test the live ones to see which ones resonate. And then I help them create an entire evergreen funnel that could be like a webinar, for example. So it just runs over and over. So you don't have to continuously live launch, because live launching can be very exhausting, especially when you have family and you want to have quality of life. I mean, I love live launching myself. I just love live teaching and coaching. This is, if I did this all day long and I don't have to do any marketing, I'd be like happy as Larry. And this is the thing. This is what my clients complain about. I do too much marketing. I don't get to do the coaching, the stuff that I really want to do anymore. So we want to turn this around and say, actually, let's put something in place that just works for you, like in the background. That's the ultimate goal, so that they can actually really do more of the stuff they love doing. And so the client acquisition is really much easier.
Yeah,
And
beautiful. It's like cloning
automated.
yourself. And
Yeah,
that's
that's the
such
thing.
a great way to position. And you guys, Sabine has this incredible freebie website that lists a bunch of different resources that includes having an evergreen webinar. So just picture, record once, some great coaching content, it's the workshop, and then just continuously inviting people in. And that's working for you while you're off doing something else, guesting on a podcast, picking your kid up from school, teaching a group coaching program, whatever it is. So that is an important piece, because you're right. We can set up a foundation, but what are we going to do with that foundation after it? Get it to continue working for you. And it becomes like a digital team if you don't want to hire other people or aren't ready to yet.
Yeah, and I think you need to build this ecosystem. Even
Hmm.
what we do now, Mia, this podcast,
Hmm.
I'm gonna seed this into my ecosystem, like a which is like a cycle, right? It just goes around and round, and I'm gonna put this out like as a Facebook ad, for example,
Hmm.
and very low cost ads, because I know people are thinking, well, maybe it's not working for me, but Facebook ads do work. I teach it in a very specific manner, like a $5 a day kind of thing,
Hmm.
because people need to see you over and over again in different places. So if you just show up once a week in a certain group, or you have your own group, you know, 1 or 2% of people are actually seeing your post.
Hmm.
And very unfortunately, this is what's happening on Facebook right now in terms of the algorithm. So whilst you might think, oh, nobody is commenting, nobody is liking my stuff, hearing quick hits, that's most of the time issues that clients come to me, and I'll look at them and say, look, do you have an ecosystem in place? I mean, yes, you've done all these amazing things. You're writing blog, you have a website, you're doing interviews. How are you utilizing this? How many people are actually seeing all this stuff? And is there a sequence that you can put out there that they will see, one after the other? And
Hmm.
sometimes I don't see everything, obviously. And yes, so all of this has to work together, including your email list if you're building one, and in harmony,
In
right?
harmony,
Because
yes.
a lot of people just throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, see, organize that and get it running as its own agency in a startup solopreneur or, further established so that it's not coming from that person every time. It's not that person having to make 10 posts a day in 50 different places, right? You're setting up a software to work for them to leverage that visibility.
Yeah,
And that can be super
it's the
daunting if
whole.
people have no knowledge of what that's gonna look like or how to
Oh, yeah, yeah, and
effectively
it's
create
kind
that.
of quite easy, people don't even realize. I mean, just let's use something very simple that I'm using, because I actually don't like to create content. I love to be on interviews like this. I love to coach
Mm,
people.
mhm.
I'd run challenges and launches and teach any day, like, and hop on a video. But when it comes to writing, I'm just no, yeah, I don't want to do it. So, and I have written a lot in the past, and I think everyone does. But are you utilizing this content and making videos from that? Or if you have a video, could you transcribe it and then have a written content? Are you using things like ChatGTP? Are you using a Trello board? Trello is it's just my lifesaver. I've got everything on Trello. It just helps me to save all the content that I've put
Mhm,
out there, so that now
mhm.
I've even got like January. These are all the things I've
Oh,
posted.
yeah, your
February.
library.
Now I
Yeah,
can go back next January and use the same, because do you think people will remember
yeah.
that I've posted all this in January? Of course, I can go in and tweak a few things,
Mhm, mhm.
but generally, there's people are not really reutilizing in a best way. And I guess maybe this thinking comes from me being a continuous improvement
Yeah,
process project
yeah,
manager in the past. So I'm always thinking about
yeah.
those systems and how to optimize and how to not having to redo things over and over, and and add more work to our busy schedules already that we already
So,
have, right?
it's just we're only gonna talk for half an hour, but I could talk to you for days. Because I'm a systems girl too, and I love, how other people approach them, and I'll lovingly say systems can be a bit of a dirty word in the entrepreneurial world where the creatives are like, "Oh no, constricting." But it's not, it's your best friend. It's just being organized, right? And just knowing how to leverage things that are already available so that the effort is easier, that the decision making is easier, and that the opportunity to procrastinate or pretend you don't know what to do gets dissolved because that's a big part of it. We will overwhelm ourselves. Same as you, I did shiny object for years thinking that the answer was outside in the next great course, where it's really just about leading myself and figuring out an easy way that's going to work for me with what I have available. I don't like content either, but now I have more content than I can shake a stick at. It's a full-time job to,
Mhm,
manage and pick, and it's in all different forms, and it's a good problem to have. And so just building some workflows and things like a lot of us already have more content than we're aware of, right?
mhm.
And we just are so quickly like doing this and then doing this and then doing this, but we're not really seeing how it all fits together in that ecosystem. So I'm picturing like a biodome. Your business is in a biodome and everything is
Yeah.
harmoniously supporting each other, and that's where you start to get some real momentum churning without, again, that solopreneur's individual effort. And I don't think anybody could argue that that is not worth investing some time and intention into.
100%. And if we even go a step back, so I guess my three keywords, or like a sub slogan, if you
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
is simplify, systematize, and scale. So everyone needs to start somewhere, obviously. When we talk about simplification, now let's continue with the content conversation. Now, a lot of us, we just write any sort of content, and it's not really aligned perhaps to what we want to sell. It's not always, and you got to really think this through. Sometimes we also have too many offers. You're just going
Mhm.
round and round in circles.
Mhm.
And the question is it worth your time and effort to create another offer?
Mhm.
Because what happened to me, I had loads of offers and small digital programs all the
Mhm.
way up to 5, 10K high ticket offers and memberships.
Mhm.
But what happened is that my time and energy was spread so thinly
Right.
that, because obviously I needed to promote this offer and that one. And
Yeah.
it's just like, then you only have a handful of people in this
Mhm.
program, a handful in that program. And it just never really takes on momentum. And
Mhm.
it takes a lot of time and energy for you to serve these people. And then when you look at your return on investment,
Yeah.
you might be disappointed. So this is number one, it's simplification. And it's the same with the content, because once you've got your offer styled in, you know the problems of your ideal clients, then it's easier to create this content. Yeah, and
Well,
then you're gonna be less overwhelmed and less stressed and less thinking, "Why is nobody responding?" Because again, if you're just throwing spaghetti out and we're not even clear and focused, it just doesn't happen, it won't work.
we don't have to be Walmart, is what I'm hearing in all of that.
Mhm.
And we also, if we're not shiny object chasing a course as an answer to all our dreams, then we're shiny object chasing, creating another course from our own business to say, oh, you didn't want that audience. What about this? What about this? What about this? But you're not giving a chance to the one that you have, that you love, that you really believe in, to even start to be seen, because visibility in of itself takes what it takes to get out there. So
Yeah.
there is a lot of that, probably anxiety or just even excitement, like the early excitement of starting the entrepreneurial journey and of feeling that call to fulfillment, that call to purpose. And this is why the heart, you say you're not a mindset coach, but automatically I can see in your group coaching programs and anything you do, the heart is there. And when you lead with the heart, it brings a complete different level of groundedness and peace, right? Where you can kind of drop down, come back and connect. So let's talk about how your heart has changed from leaving corporate to now, running your company, and how you've changed as a woman, as a mom, as a leader in life as well as in business.
That's a really deep question.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to what I said. I was a very process-driven person, numbers, black and white. You got to do it this way, no other way, and that's it. But I think I was always very sympathetic. I'm actually also an empath. I understood,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
now I've made friends with so many healers that tell me about my human design, and this is why it is, and understand myself better. And it's like no more feeling guilty for actually thinking that way or being that way, because to be honest, in the corporate world, I felt suffocated in some
Mhm.
of the places. Just yeah, just didn't vibe with some of my colleagues or my boss, and that's it's quite normal. But not a lot of people are actually taking action and changing their jobs or just doing something different. But I've learned to actually speak my voice. For the
Mhm.
longest time, I didn't. I really didn't. I was
Mhm.
just sucking it up. Just that's it, just do what they tell you to do. And for a long, long time I did this. And it just ate me up on the inside.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, the first freeing thing. When I
Mhm.
stepped out, I decided I'm not gonna go back in, not in this shape of form as
Right.
an employee. I've gone back into corporate, but as a in a different format, as a consultant, as a coach.
Mhm.
Who now I feel I have more freedom and I can say a few more things because I'm not part and parcel of the system. And I yeah, you can't really insult anyone. So you can be a bit more free in terms of what you say. So
Yeah.
that was the first change. Um, and yes, then I start to also understand the energetic side of things. because you can have all the strategy in the world,
Yeah.
but energetically, if you're not aligned or something's holding you back, and I don't know, you have limiting beliefs, and you self-sabotage, you procrastinate, all these things, there's something that you need to fix inside of you,
That's right.
right? So it has to, what strategy and mindset has to work hand in hand for you to be able to move forward. So that's something, a big lesson I had to learn, and I'm always working on this. This is a never-ending journey. It really isn't, and you can't. I don't know. I guess many of us just think, okay, one day I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna be healed, or one day someone's gonna reach out to me and I'm gonna be saved.
Mhm.
It's just, you have to help yourself. You have to change yourself first, and it's small, subtle changes,
Mm.
and you just have to believe that you are moving in the right direction. And funny enough, now as I sort of just stop, because I've been on this journey of self-development,
Mhm.
various different angles, money mindset, limiting beliefs,
Mhm.
performance coaching, all this kind of stuff. Even now, looking at my diet and my body, right?
Yeah.
Physical, again, I've just lost a lot of weight, and I'm so happy about this. But it's a small step journey, and you need to look back. Okay, where was I 12 months ago?
Mhm.
And then you realize, gosh, I've actually made massive leaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with everything we do in our business, I think we just gotta work small steps and never stop. Just do something every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. Big or small, without pressure. Do it from a place of curiosity, right? To see what would happen. Because if we're throwing spaghetti at the wall anyway, well, maybe we start messing the recipe so it's stickier.
It is. And I think it's also, and maybe this is because we're coming up to the half an hour mark, maybe
Mhm.
it's my final words of wisdom in some shape or form. The question is it better not trying or failing?
Mhm. Yeah.
So if you never try, you don't know what success looks like, and you also don't know what failure looks like.
Yeah.
And remember, failure is always, it's a test. It's like, okay, it hasn't worked. Let me change the approach.
Mhm.
If um, a lot of inventors from the past, right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have no electricity if they didn't do all the tests for us.
Yeah.
And it's been super frustrating. Even the big guys, right? Elon Musk, he had to test a lot. Those are not overnight successes, so we have to remember that. So just go for it, really. And it's just data, it's just feedback. Don't take it personal. You are not the failure as a person. It's just something you tried in your business, didn't work. Okay,
That's right.
change it up a little bit and do something different.
That's the heart piece of knowing who you are and separating that from the business, because everybody gets rejected. Oprah has bad reviews, and it would be impossible if everybody had like a positive result from what they did,
Yeah.
because we're not for everybody. And
We don't want to be for
we
everybody.
don't want to
We
be
don't
for
want to.
everybody
And what I would
either.
also say is, and don't give up trying it just
Mhm.
once. Because,
Right? Yeah. Oh my
I
gosh.
was I
Did
would
you do that when
contradict
you were a
myself.
baby learning to walk? No, you didn't.
Exactly. I would now contradict myself because I said stick to the one program. I mean, stick to the one offer, one or two offers. Don't change up your offer all the time. This is one of the things I have learned from looking at many, many offers and funnels and doing webinar funnels for my clients, is that they always thought they have to change their offer at the end, but the front end hasn't worked. And we're like,
Yeah.
why are you doing that? Let's look at what's not worked and let's just tweak the minute front end, which could be just the Facebook post or the ad.
Mhm.
Okay, well, now that's working. Okay,
Mhm.
next step. Right, people are going to your registration page. Are they registering? Yes or no? Let's look at that. So this is what I mean with trial and error. Don't
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
throw
Mhm.
all
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
I don't know, throw out the window and start all over again.
Yeah.
Never do that. Just
Look at the whole
find new.
ecosystem. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful. Just so amazing. A great place to pause right on time to be agreed. And just the beginning for us. I look forward to just having you in my space now and getting to know you more and learning and growing together. And I thank you for coming and serving the audience in the way that you did. There's a lot of value in you. And that was just a tiny, tiny nugget of wisdom shared.
Thank you so much, Mia. It's been a pleasure. Likewise, we need to stick together. We heart-led entrepreneurs. We need to
Mhm.
make the big changes out, and in the world, and always remember our why.
Yeah, 100%. Beautiful. Okay, well, I'll share all your links. Guys, go and find Sabine and hang out with her. She's got great energy and great wisdom, and she'll help you ride that roller coaster, no problem. Thanks, Sabine. Have a great rest of your
Thank
day.
you.